We're right here in Da Nang in Vietnam, and we're waiting for our grab car to go to a small town called Hoi An. And I believe our grab car is here right now. Okay, let's go. Ooh, hello. Currently driving out of Da Nang, south, turning south, and Hoi An is around 21 kilometers away from Da Nang, and it's expected to take around 50 minutes to get there, which I guess is quite some time. So I guess we will see what we're gonna bump into on the way. That is the reason why it takes so long to get there. So yeah, back in there it looks like an old US Army base back from the Vietnam War. And you kind of see these things around. Also in Da Nang airport there's like old hangars back from the Vietnam War. Now there's no US airplanes in them anymore, but they are like MiG fighter jets, old MiG fighter jets in them. It's kind of very interesting to see these old traces of war. And yeah, the other day on the street actually I saw an old US village jeep, also from the Vietnam War. It was kind of very interesting to see, very historical in many ways, because when you've been outside Vietnam, been in Europe, and you have only heard about this war through movies and the consequences of this war through news and documentaries and stuff like that, and then suddenly you're right here and you see all these things with your own eyes. Even if there's not so much left anymore, there's still a few traces, and that's it's very interesting to see, and it's very learningful as well. So, but yeah, driving to Hoi An from Da Nang, I had this romantic idea of a small road with rice fields on each side, but I'm completely wrong. There's a lot of development going on here. There's a lot of houses being built, hotels being built, apartments being built, and signs to international schools and stuff like that. And I guess it's a 2-lane road, 4-lane road total, and not so much traffic today, but I can imagine sometimes there will be a lot of traffic in the rush hour. So going to Da Nang. Okay, thank you, come on. A little stiff in our body after sitting in the car for 50 minutes. And welcome to Hoi An, the old town, old part of town. Something tells me we should follow the river or something, maybe? I think so, right? Or what do you think, babe? To start out? And one thing is for sure, people in Vietnam are not afraid of using their horn. Come to motorcycle and cars, you really have to get used to that around here. Yeah, there's a lot of car horns around here. We are in the city of Hoi An. This city is more than 2,000 years old. It's one of the oldest cities in Asia, and it's been a trading city between Japan, China and Europe for centuries. And it's been mainly like spices, rice and stuff like that has been trading here throughout different dynasties in history and different kingdoms. So yeah, now we are here, walking around a little bit and see what we can find of exciting things in this little city here, which is not that little actually. It's like 120,000 people living here. So I guess it's a bigger city, to be honest, and not a small village, ancient village as they like to call it. But yeah, so far so good. We see a lot of spas, restaurant, coral spa, coffee. A lot of tourist things, to be honest. Hotel right there, I guess. think so. I think we're getting close to a market here, and we're definitely gonna check that out. See if we can find some, I guess you could call it snacks. And it looks like this is kind of like the main drag. There's a lot of people around here, a lot of tourists. Yeah, let's go this way first, and then we go the other way. But yeah, let's take a look around here. I guess so far not a lot of food here, more like bags and stuff like that. And I really cannot figure out if they're packing down or if they are starting up. I guess they're starting up. So maybe it's gonna be a fun night here. But it looks like there's some sort of river down here, some water I can see. Yeah, there's definitely the river here. And, there's a lot of, so far in this market here, it's like a... Huh?
New Balance here.
Oh, a New Balance? Oh, yeah, right over there, baby. And I can get a pair of new Adidas. But they're probably not real, you know. You can probably get them at a very affordable price, but I don't think they're real. So that is what it is. But yeah, now we're getting closer towards a river here. See if we can see some exciting stuff here. Maybe we should try to get some seafood here, you know? Some river fish or something. What do you think? Yeah, so there's a river here. I believe it goes all the way out to the ocean, which is a couple of kilometers away from here. And as far as I can see, the name of this river is Tubon River or something like that. I probably say it wrong, but that's what it says on the map, Tubon River. So take a look. So yeah, but now we're gonna go back to the market here, and we're gonna go in the opposite direction all the way down to the end and see if we can find some very exciting things at this market here. So. In the Nang Tra market, we haven't even been at the Nang Tra market. That's a market in Da Nang, a night market in Da Nang. It's quite good actually. It's more genuine. It's more real Vietnamese compared to this, which is a
lot of bad names this market.
Yeah, you know, this is like a little bit too much touristic market, you know, with a lot of fake bags, brand names and stuff like that. Something more geared towards tourists, where the Nang Tra market in Da Nang is more genuine, you know, more like real Vietnamese food and things available at the market that Vietnamese people actually would buy and not tourists, which makes it a little bit more interesting so far compared to this market here. You can see over here too, you know, all the fake Rolexes and all the fake Gucci bags and stuff like that. So, but still, you still get a little bit of sense of being in Vietnam, you know, the Vietnamese hats and all the motorcycles around and all that. So that's the cool thing. You still get the smell of Vietnam, so to speak, even if there's a lot of tourists here. And this is the month of January, and I guess this is slow season because it rains a lot, which is probably the better time to go here. Because there's not so many tourists compared to if you go in June, July and those months. So, but it definitely looks like the market is just about to start. Oh, I see here we have some Apple products, you know. How much do these cost in the market?
I don't know.
Huh? You know the Apple headset, right? How much you charge for these?
500.
500,000? I don't know what he said, but I asked the price for these, obviously.
500,000 or 5 million? 500,000.
You said 500?
500.
So you would
700 baht or
700 baht?
yes, because 1 million is 130. 1,300
baht?
Yes, 1 million.
Okay. And we saw these, you know, the Apple headset. The packets look real, look pretty genuine, but obviously they're not real. And I asked him how much he wanted for them, and he said 500,000 dong. And in baht, we believe that's like 1,300 baht, right?
Yes.
And we don't know, we have to calculate how much that is in euros. Dollars, we'll put that somewhere here on the screen. So
from Thai.
That's from Thailand, right? No, that's Vietnamese, no?
Oh, yes, from Vietnam.
Huh? Ah, no, thank you, sweetheart. A tiger bell song. I remember when I went to school, we used it. You know, if we want to, you know, if we didn't want to go to school more that day, you know, we tried to play sick. So we put it under our eyes, so our eyes got all red, you know. And then we said to a teacher, "Oh, I'm so sick, I have to go home." And it actually works sometimes. I don't know with the smell though, but the teacher falls for it sometimes. So, ooh, looks good. Ah, thank you.
Let's try together.
The frog? I don't know. I just don't feel like eating frog. So Boo, she want to have frog. She loves frog. She's from Thailand. She eat frog for breakfast, you know. Right?
Yeah.
So she want that.
Yes,
Wow.
I eat everything. I eat dog, frog, duck.
A dog and frog. No, she doesn't. Just making fun, you know. So now we came to the end of this market. We're definitely gonna go back there because there's probably more things gonna happen. So, but yeah, here's another river. And the name of this river is actually the same name as the other river. It's the same river, it just kind of splits out. The name is Tu Bong. I guess that's the right way to say it, Tu Bong River. And there we have a lot of boats here. But yeah, obviously they're for tourists, so tourists can get a little trip on the river. So, but yeah, now definitely a lot more people here compared to earlier. As you can see all the way here, tourists. But anyway, that's the direction we're gonna go here. And yeah, a lot of restaurants, touristic restaurants, and like spas and stuff like that. And now we're gonna go cross the river here, go on the bridge over to the other side and take a look what's over here to watch. This way, right? Let me know when you want your daily chocolate or salty coffee, baby. There's one very good habit here we have in Vietnam is every day we're gonna go to a little coffee shop and get some either salted coffee or coconut coffee, iced.
I want macaron.
You want what?
Macaron.
A macaron? That's ice cream. Okay, if you see a macaron, let me know. Okay, then we're gonna get a macaron and a coffee. So that's one very good habit here. It's so nice just to go to a little coffee cafe and just sit and hang a little bit, you know, and enjoy a good cup of coffee. So, ticket control. I don't want to pay, not today. But yeah, this is the assembly hall of the Cantonese Chinese congregation. So I guess this is something more related to China than Vietnam. So since we're in Vietnam, we're gonna skip it because if we want to do something about China, we go to China. Do something about Vietnam, we stay here in Vietnam. So that's how it is. Watch your step. You think this costs money too? There's another ticket.
Yeah.
Ticket. No. We don't want to do that either. Well, a lot of the buildings here look very Chinese. I don't know if this is the Chinese neighborhood of Hoi An or something. You think they have a macaron in there? Though? You want a coffee? I think this is the place to get it. Looks promising. Let's go in here and get some coffee. You want to check the menu? Caramel cocoa? You wanna share a chocolate cake? I haven't ordered yet. I think they come over here. Yeah, so we're sitting here waiting for coffee. I'm gonna get one iced coffee, hot, and one coconut coffee, iced. And we wanted some tiramisu and some chocolate cake, but they don't have the tiramisu. So we're only gonna get the chocolate cake and sit here and hang for a little bit. Thank you. For a second I thought this was the small one here. I thought that was the egg coffee. But apparently it's a coffee you get together with the brownie. And yeah, this one over here, that's the egg coffee. I would call that for egg coffee being creamy and a little bit pervy, to be honest, but it looks very good. And this is the coconut coffee, iced coconut coffee. Now I think I get it when they say egg coffee, that's like the sweet part in the coffee. Sometimes the coffee is only with the egg, but very often when we buy the coconut coffee like this one, or caramel coffee, we get like, there's this layer of this sweetness. And this layer of sweetness is actually just the egg coffee. And then we get it with coconut or we get it with a salted coffee. So I don't know, we got this coffee together with the cake. This is good shit. This is just like strong espresso, that's it. It does what it do. And apparently you have to drink this together with the chocolate cake. And she was actually so kind to give us a spoon and a little fork so we can both enjoy the chocolate cake.
Good shit.
It's good shit? It's good shit.
Good.
It's good shit. What can I say? Good shit. Really good shit. The last pieces of the chocolate brownie. Very good. Kind of try to mix it with this very strong espresso. And then we try to mix it with the egg coffee as well. And the coconut coffee. But the coconut coffee didn't go so well. It was kind of like, didn't have any value, didn't have any flavor, but the egg coffee was very good. And the little espresso and the chocolate cake was very good. But the coconut coffee, kind of boring. Probably the most expensive coconut coffee I bought in Vietnam. And at the same time it was the most boring one as well. So it was like 65,000 Vietnamese dong for each of the coffees, and I think the chocolate cake too was 65, and it's above price compared to Da Nang prices here. Just finished our coffee and we are back here on the street to check out Hoi An and see what exciting things we can find around here. So the conclusion so far is that it's very, very touristic, and I thought there wouldn't be any people here at all, but it's quite packed actually, with tourists of course. So yeah, this area there's, you know, like different clothing stores, broderies and stuff like that, and this looks a little bit more genuine compared to the market we saw earlier. Looks like much better quality, but of course the price is also according to it a little bit higher. You think they have 7-Eleven here?
No. Oh yeah. No.
Huh?
What do you mean?
A big fat 7-Eleven in this street here. Ho Chi Minh? So I guess.
Oh, it's a beautiful body.
Thank you.
What are you looking for now?
No, it's just one.
You want shopping too?
Good luck getting rid of that. Oh, where are you from? You want to shopping today? What you want to buy? Oh, how beautiful.
You do.
Oh, you want to buy noodles? Oh, come with me. So yeah, what I said earlier here is this town is 2,000 years old, and earlier I would be tempted to say, okay, this building is just something they put up and make look old. But actually they do look kind of old. It doesn't look fake. So it looks like an old place, but obviously this area here they have, you know, pushed it up, shine it up, so make it tourist friendly, you know, with stores and restaurants, cafes and all that. But yeah, the buildings definitely look old, and actually make me think a little bit about Barna Hills, which is like this mountain amusement park here in Vietnam as well, and they have like this fake French village where everything is basically fake and they try to make it look real. But I would say this place here is actually real, and it does look real, despite being very touristic. So also these colors came with the shoe, like was a part of the shoe. So like, okay, this is fashion.
Beer.
You want a beer? Could be a good idea actually to have a beer.
Are you want chicken?
I don't know.
Let's check over at this corner here and see what we have there. Then we have 3 different options on where to go.
Or you want to check inside there later? Maybe eat some food in there? No?
For your coffee.
Or for my coffee? Like coconut shells for my coffee. Sounds good. So I guess this is the food market of Hoi An we at right now. Different food items and stuff.
Nam Cafe.
Oh, let's see. Vietnam Cafe.
The market here look different.
Huh?
The market here look different.
They're different.
See, look, everything will look clean.
Well, the market here look different because this is made for tourists, you know. Not like the one in Da Nang. This is for local people. This is for tourists, you know. That's why they put everything so nice. Instead of just throwing it because locals don't care, you know. But here they put it nice because the tourists care. Huh? Smell of weed? No. Yes, I guess this is some sort of town square here, right next to the river. And yeah, now we're gonna go back. We saw a place down here, and we're gonna get a beer there. So now it's really needed. So beer time. Like some
Snake.
kind of drink of all sorts of drinks. Snake and something. A drink, I thought it was like a scorpion in there and a snake and some other things. So yeah, right here we have all sorts of boat rides. I don't think it's probably very nice to see in the evening, all the lights and stuff. So, but today we are not here for a boat ride. We are just here to investigate a little bit, see what we can find.
You want a boat?
Yeah, so now here the sun go down and all the boats are out with their, you know, you want to buy a boat, and then you see these pictures with, you know, colorful lights. So I guess they are doing their best right now to sell the boat. So just like, no thank you, like this gentleman there. But yeah, definitely some beautiful surroundings around here, some beautiful lighting, some very beautiful picture buildings. But I don't know, it's still a little bit too... I think my problem is there's too many tourists, really. I would just imagine if there's only local people living here, but then it wouldn't look so colorful, you know. It's all set up for tourists, and it's a nice place, but it's still a little bit too touristic, after my opinion. So. Are we sitting here and getting a 333 beer?
And this little restaurant here, and we were just talking out at the river here.
And yeah, we see all these boats with the lights on, and then we ask the question, what is the difference from sitting here and sitting out there on a boat? I don't know. I really don't know. Other out there, of course, you have to have a life vest on, you know, and you paid money to sit on the boat. And then maybe your butt's starting to get a little bit cold because of the water. Kind of cools down the seat you're sitting on. Well, here we're sitting on a nice cushion on the restaurant. So, but I was just wondering, like, what's the difference?
Right now.
A little bit less people on this side, which is kind of nice. But yeah, a little bit more aggressive now when it comes to tourism, getting people into their restaurants and stuff like that. So you just pretend there's nothing, right? When people say something to you, or you say no thank you, or you don't say anything. Maybe I should try. I think I'm gonna try the same as you because
I say fuck off.
You say fuck off. Really?
No, I don't say anything. I say no, thank you.
Yeah, because I'm kind of like raised to be polite to people, so I always say no thank you. But I'm starting to get a little bit tired of saying no thank you maybe 50 times a day.
Yes.
You know, so I think from now on, because obviously these people only want my money. So why should I be polite for them? Because the only thing is they want my money. So from now on, I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna ignore them when they ask, when they want to sell me something. Because I'm raised to be polite, saying, no thank you, no thank you, but I said it 50 times today. And I don't want to say it anymore. I kind of get tired of it, right?
Hi, beer.
Like I care. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yes.
No more, no thank you or anything. I'm just gonna be like whatever.
Thai people here.
Huh?
I see many Thai people here.
Many Thai people here? Really?
Yes.
Maybe it's because of the street cocktail. Like in Thailand you have street food. In Hoi An you have street cocktails. So tacos, flat tacos. I think massage is the last thing I'm thinking about right now actually. To go in somewhere here with all these people and have a massage? Nah, I think I'll pass.
We have second floor with the river, sir.
Oh,
Second floor with the river.
second floor with the river, but yeah, it's kind of dark now, so you cannot see the river anyway. So. And while I was trying to maintain my new concept of ignoring street vendors, not saying anything, the Hoi An market was about to close down for the night. And for us, it was soon time to leave Vietnam and head somewhere else. But before we could leave Vietnam, we ran into a little problem checking out of the country. How you feel right now?
Feel VIP.
And somebody from the airline. Ah, okay. So we had to go to some office or something, right?